Hi everybody, I'm Josh Constine with TechCrunch TV, and today we're here with Justin McLeod, the founder of Hinge, a new dating and matchmaking startup that's launching in San Francisco this week. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So there's a lot of dating apps out there, and a lot of them are based around that sort of swipe left, swipe right, depending on if you like someone or not. But what makes Hinge different?
Yeah, so most simply, what we're trying to do is get you out on great dates with people that you'll really, really like. And so what we're trying to do is really filter down and show you people that you'd be interested in and interested in actually going on dates. So primarily that means showing you friends of friends or people who are socially connected to you, learning your tastes very quickly, and then whenever there's a match, giving you a really warm introduction that will help you actually get out on that first date.
So you guys have built kind of a romance graph that identifies what kind of people would be interested in each other. So it's like, if I work in tech, maybe they would suggest me somebody else who also works in tech, or if I went to an Ivy League school, somebody who went to like a similarly prestigious school, to make sure that people actually have something in common. Like, how are you guys building that, and how does that affect the matchmaking?
Totally. So it's a collaborative process. So it's partially based on specifically what you've done in the past, and it's also based on what people who sort of match your attributes have done in the past. And so if we learn that you constantly like girls who went to SEC schools and you never like Ivy League girls, or you really like lawyers, then we can show you more people who are like that. And so it's really sort of honing down to find the people that you really like without you having to think and tell us what you really like.
So why don't you show us how the app works?
Yeah, totally. So here's the main user flow. You can see that we give you a batch of potentials every day between 5 and 20. And so for each person, you can see their first and last name, you can see their age and where they are, but also who you're connected through. So my friend Ram here, where they work, and then you can click in and see things like where they went to school, height, the things that they're interested in, how many friends they have on Hinge, who you're connected through, and then you can indicate whether or not you're interested in this person. So same thing, and you can also, of course, swipe back and forth. And then once there's a match, we allow you to talk in the app. We provide a nice long introduction here to allow you guys to get to know each other. What I think is something that's interesting is we really allow you to go in depth, as you can see, and edit your profile. Not only the things that you see there, but also you're able to put in where your preferred date spots are, which allows us to suggest the right kind of date spot for you guys to go out on. As well as these About Me tags, which really help us get the conversation started and allow us to say, like, oh, if you're both world travelers, we can say something like, tell us about your worst airport experience or something like that.
So obviously the elephant in the room is Tinder, which is another app, but it's really designed around hookups. Like, why do you think you're different than that?
I think it's primarily the social graph. It's primarily that we're showing you people who are friends of friends, and there's a lot of accountability there. It's not really an anonymous hookup thing.
So you can't just like shoot really objectively, like aggressively flirty messages to everyone, because they could get back to you.
Yes, I think that's the idea.
Yeah, I really liked it. When I took a few swipes through Hinge, I found that the people that were matched with me, they actually seemed like people I'd be interested in. And it was more about, like, do I like their looks or not? But if I do, then it seems like we're already well matched beyond that. Whereas with Tinder, I feel like even if I swipe that someone looks cute, there's just, there's so much that's different about it. It's not at all matched based on that. And so do you think that there's a big market for something that works just in relationships?
Yeah, I really do. And it's not necessarily just for so-called relationships. It's just people who want to get out on good dates with people that they're actually going to connect with. And if we can help people do that in a really effective way without them having to, on the one hand, fill out a long dating site profile and doing lots of research like you do on Match.com and OkCupid, on the other hand, having to sift through a bunch of random strangers and end up on a bunch of weird, bad dates, I think there's a huge market for that.
But don't a lot of dating sites have the problem that if they succeed, they end up losing their users because they don't need a dating app anymore because they're in a happy relationship? Like, how are you guys going to grow despite that?
Yeah, I think, we have plenty of room for growth. And I think for us, it really is about getting people out on really good dates so that they will tell their friends about it. And really, there's nothing better for us than a couple that got together because of Hinge, who's a walking billboard for our service. And so we're all for people getting together because of our service and getting off of it. And the other way we think about it, frankly, is that our user base is 23 to 36. So unless the marriage age in the US starts to just climb down dramatically because of the effectiveness of Hinge, which I hope to do one day, but in the meantime, I think we're okay. People sort of come in and out of relationships, and we hope that Hinge is what they use to help find their next person.
And so what cities are you in now?
So right now we are in Washington, D.C., and Boston and New York. We are launching in San Francisco today, and we are launching in Chicago on February 6th.
Well, people criticize the San Francisco dating scene a lot, so I'm excited to see if you can make it any better.
Hoping we can save it then.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.